Okay, so it's truly been a grip. It's been probably 6 months since I've posted a video, but truly I've been going through a lot. So I told you guys the last time I was on the channel that I was in therapy for relationship OCD, and that is still a thing, but it has changed a little bit. I don't want to get too much into the situation because I want to respect her privacy as well as mine, but it's complicated right now. All right, so I've been processing a breakup. I've been just trying to come back to somewhat of normality, and now I finally have the energy and the mental fortitude to come back to YouTube. It's been a lot, battling a lot of things mentally, and now this on top of it. I'm pretty much ready to make a return. So in true channel fashion, we're obviously going to start in the modern era, but we're doing another expansion, My League, on the channel. It's going to be a little bit different. The video style is going to be different. So in past series, what I've done is I do one game an episode, but I want to switch that up. So I want to do recording. I want to record 25% of the season. I'm not going to play every single game, but I'm going to recap every single game, and then I'm going to commentate over it in post. So this intro is recorded live. Clearly you see my voice synced up, but I'm going to team build live. But then when I play the played games, I'm going to cut it up into highlights, and then I'm going to post-com over it and give you guys some recap. We're going to recap every single game of the season, and I'm going to cover 25% of the season per episode to hopefully move this series along a lot quicker. So let's set up the league. Let's get the teams. Let's go. So this is how the league is going to look. We are adding the Vancouver Voyagers to the Northwestern Division in the Western Conference. It's up, obviously, northwest of the United States. And then out east, we are adding the Baltimore Bullets to the Atlantic Conference, just packing that conference even more. The 76ers, the Celtics, Knicks, Nets, and Raptors. And now the Baltimore Bullets. And if you're wondering, you probably know by the thumbnail already which team I'm going to choose. We're going back to Canada, baby. If you are an original fan of the channel, you know we've been to Canada before in the Vancouver Kodiaks career mode, but we are going back to Vancouver as the Vancouver Voyagers. Now, this year, the expansion draft is overpowered as shit. So if you haven't done, Klay Thompson is unprotected, which is ridiculous. I know that Bradley Beal and Brook Lopez are unprotected, which is ridiculous. So we get the first pick. Drew Holiday is unprotected, which is ridiculous. But I think I'm going to go Drew Holiday with my first pick. Beal second. They took Brook Lopez. So we're going to take Klay Thompson with our second pick. You guys are probably going to hate me for how I'm going to go about building this roster, but we'll cover that later. I'm going to take Jalen Duren. Give me the 19-year-old big man. The Bullets take Jeremy Grant and Dinwiddie. Okay, so currently we have Drew Holiday, Klay Thompson, and Jalen Duren. I'm going to get another sharpshooter in Bogdan Bogdanovic. I don't want Bruce Brown. Mike Conley could be a nice piece to trade out. But I think I'm going to go Naz Reid. Give me another young big man on the roster. Talon Horton-Tucker was my next option I was going to take, but he goes to the Bullets. Gabe Vincent, Max Strus. I like them both. They butchered my team, the Milwaukee Bucks, in the playoffs last season. I think I'm going to go Strus. I'm going to take Strus with one of my picks. And the other pick, we have a point guard. I could take a backup point guard in Gabe Vincent. So I'm going to take Gordon Hayward with our next pick in the expansion draft. And then I'm going to take Luke Kennard. I'm a fan. I am a fan of Luke Kennard. So if you guys are fans of the channel, you remember Luke Kennard is Himothy. He is that guy. I'm gonna look at the draft summary real quick, see what positions we need. We got Drew Holiday with our first pick. We got Klay Thompson and Jalen Duren. That's 1, 2, 5. And then we got Bogdan Bogdanovic. It's a backup 2. Naz Reid, a backup 5. Max Strus, a small forward. We got another backup 1 in Gabe Vincent. We got a backup 3 in Gordon Hayward. Okay, so we need some power forwards. We need some 4-man play here. Duncan Robinson is nice, but you guys know I love my sharpshooters, but we're going to go for some power forwards here. Trey Lyles. I'm going to take Gallinari over Trey Lyles. I'm going to keep it $150 with you. And then I think I saw Rocco. Yep, we're taking Rocco for his defense. And then we're just going to sim the rest because these guys really aren't going to be game changers anyway. All right, so I'm auto-generating the draft class just because I want to completely randomize who's going to be in this draft. So today we are going to build our roster out. And I don't want to be a win now team. I want to have a high draft pick. Let's take a look at the prospect scouting to see who we got. There's Barry Vaughn, who we haven't scouted yet, but he has some, he's a defensive menace. A B+ overall. I assume we'll discover more as we scout him. He's not great from 3, but he is a undoubtedly #1 pick at 7'1", so we could try to tank for him. But I'm going to make some trades here. So Drew Holiday is a guy, I like him in Clay. I like him in Clay, but I feel like they're going to win us too many games. I'm going to keep it a buck. I feel like they're going to win us too many games, and they're both on 1-year deals. So I'm going to throw Klay Thompson and a second into the trade finder to see what we can pull in. I want to keep a hold of that first round pick just because I know we're probably not going to be the best team in the world. So I'm going to be looking for some young talent or draft capital in this season. So the Houston Rockets are putting up their first round pick and Fred VanVleet. I don't know if I want Fred VanVleet. Would I rather just keep Klay Thompson? So as a Bucks fan, a guy I would really like to bring in for the future is MarJon Beauchamp. I'm going to see if I can put a trade together for him. No guarantees that I'm going to be able to pull it off just because we have a lot of huge contracts and the Bucks are capped. So I think what I'm going to have to do is trade away some of our high salaried players, so then I can kind of even out the guys who I'm going to be trading for. Because if I'm going to trade for a guy like MarJon, the Bucks, they have Giannis, they have Chris, they have Damian Lillard. They don't have a lot of open draft cap or salary cap. So I'm going to have to kind of spread out our salary cap into lower salaried players like Reggie Bullock or Zach Collins and Trey Jones. And then we're going to try to make a trade for a guy like MarJon Beauchamp, a young guy who I can look forward for the future. So we're going to make this trade, Gordon Hayward and Rocco for Zach Collins and Trey Jones, just because they're on lower salaries and they still have some sort of value. And then I'm going to go right ahead. Actually, I can't trade them because of the 60-day rule. So we're just going to have to rock with them for now. I'm going to do a trade finder for MarJon Beauchamp. So they want, this is actually an easier trade than I thought it would be. They want Andre Drummond. They'll give me a second round pick for Andre Drummond. We're going to send Drummond to the Milwaukee Bucks, and we're going to bring in the young talent of MarJon Beauchamp to the Vancouver Voyagers. And obviously, since we're putting our all into MarJon Beauchamp, he's going to get these starting small forward minutes over Strus, and Strus is going to fall to the bench because we're going to put our faith in MarJon Beauchamp and hope that he can be a star or at least a rotational piece for the future. I keep looking up at this light when the camera's right here. I'm used to the camera being right here. I wonder if I can... Oh yeah, that's a lot better. That is a lot better. I'm also going to take this trade in Drew Holiday's 1-year contract for 2 years of Franz Wagner, who's 22 years old and kind of fits our rebuild timeline a lot better than Drew does. Much love to Drew as a Bucks fan. We have a lot of love in our hearts for Drew Holiday. We're also giving up next year's first round pick and Danilo Gallinari, but we get Franz Wagner and a point guard who's able to hold down that one while we kind of are in a transitional period to a new era of basketball here in Vancouver. So Franz Wagner, welcome to Vancouver. Our starting 5 looks a little like this. Franz Wagner's going to run the 2. Klay, I want Klay to play, but I also want MarJon Beauchamp to play. So we're going to try MarJon Beauchamp at the 4. He's 6'7". There are some centers who are that height, so we're going to play MarJon at the 4. Actually, we're going to play Franz Wagner at the 4 because Franz is 6'10". Klay at the 2, Markelle at the 1. Our team is young, but we also have a lot of guys under salary, so Klay Thompson is done after this year. I don't intend to bring him back. Franz Wagner, we have 2 years. We have a year of Markelle. We have 3 possible years of Jalen Duren. And then we got 3 years of Naz Reid, 4 years of Bogdanovic. We got some young pieces that I'm excited to build this team around. And then in the meantime, we are going to have Klay Thompson mentor MarJon Beauchamp, just because obviously Klay Thompson is one of the best 2 guards and one of the best shooters to ever play the game. So MarJon Beauchamp is going to be mentored by Klay Thompson. We're going to get him Agent 3. We're going to get him Blinders. And I also want to get him, let's do Deadeye, because I feel like that could be a great badge for MarJon to have. So before we jump into some games, we're going to be running on Superstar to start, just because I've done a little bit of practicing on 2K24. I haven't played a ton of 2K24 just yet, so we're going to start on Superstar, and if it gets too easy, we're going to jump on the Hall of Fame. We're going to jump into our first game of the season, and we're going to cover 25% of the first season in this video. So I'm hoping it's not going to be much over 30 minutes just because of how I'm going to try to edit this together, but we are going to play not play 20 games, but we're going to cover about 20 to 25 games in this first season. Or in this first episode, sorry. Let's get into it. Oof, that's tough, Ja. Tough. Let's go, Kel. Out in transition, Franz. Oh, that's easy. Straight to the rack. Play some tight defense here, Kel. That's good D. That's on Kel? I thought that would have been on Jalen Duren. Damn. Good defense. Good. We're having great paint defense. Beauchamp. That's tough. That is tough. That's tough. We've been struggling shooting so far in today's game. Desmond Bain Klay Thompson, what a steal. We're going to work out here in transition. I see Beauchamp left. I'm going to drop it off to Franz. Beauchamp wide open in the corner. Beauchamp converts his first 3 of the season. Come on, Voyagers. Beauchamp again. Back-to-back 3s for the youngin'. 6 points, 2 threes. MarJon Beauchamp's he's here for a long time and a good time. Jalen Duren on the Jalen Duren, I feel, is going to be an amazing piece long term. I'm confident he's going to be our big man of the future. Beauchamp. Beauchamp's him. He's him. And after those few highlights, the game started to die down. The Grizzlies showed that they had the star power and they had the camaraderie to beat this brand new expansion team in the league. We had a couple of threes here and there. We had a couple nice buckets like this one here with Klay in transition. Bang! But then the Grizzlies ran away with it in the fourth quarter, showing that they are clearly the better team, because they are. And we didn't really deserve to win this one. We're not really looking to win a ton of games this year anyway, so. Franz Wagner ended up being our top scorer in that one with 24 and 6, 8 for 16 from the field. Not a bad showing from him. 33% from the field for Klay. MarJon Beauchamp was 5 for 20. I really was fortunate with MarJon, but I want to get a feel for his jumper. He hit some good shots. Hopefully we can improve from this. Simulating through, we beat the Bullets 104-92. Klay Thompson with 22, Franz Wagner 21, and then MarJon Beauchamp had a DMP even though I have him in the rotation. The Spurs, we beat them 135-113. MarJon Beauchamp puts up 12 on 3 for 3 efficiency. Franz Wagner with 15, Klay our top scorer with 22, and we held Wemby to 16 and 11. And then we also beat the Thunder by 1 point. They are 6-1, but MarJon with 19 in that one. We're going to continue to simulate through here. We take out the Magic. The next game I'm going to play is going to be, let's just say we'll play the OKC Thunder. We beat the Bucks. We beat the Spurs. Coming into this Thunder game, we are 6-4 on the season, taking losses to the Pelicans, Rockets, and Jazz. We took out the Bucks, the Spurs twice, the Thunder, Magic, and the Bullets. Klay Thompson on the season averaging 20 points per game on 49% from the field and 44% from 3. Franz Wagner only averaging 11 on 26% from 3 and 39% from the field. Duren with 10 and 13. MarJon Beauchamp having a stinker season, 10 points per game on horrendous efficiency, 34 and 29. And then Markelle Fultz down there with 14 on 65-56 splits. In OKC, our aim here is to continue to develop team chemistry between the young guys like Jalen Duren, MarJon Beauchamp, and Franz Wagner. I'm not sure if I said previously, but we are playing with team chemistry enabled, so that will be a huge factor long term. Early on, as you see, it was the MarJon show. I'm trying to get used to his animations because I feel he's a high potential guy and could be possibly our 2 or 3 man of the future, especially after being mentored by Klay. And if the tank goes well, I think that we could get that big man and we could be in good shape. But the Oklahoma City Thunder did take control of the game because, like I said earlier, they are the better team. The Thunder give us another loss on the season, 127-95. We've been stagnant offensively. That's just what it's going to be in this first season. We aren't going to be the best team ever. We're not going to play amazing basketball. We're building our team. We're building our team. We're working towards the offseason where the draft is and free agency. I got my eyes on a big man. We just got to try to make it happen. So we got to get through this first season so we can get to that offseason. Let's keep going. Coming into December, we have the Utah Jazz at home for the last game of this episode 1. on our road here. We lost to the Milwaukee Bucks by 50 points. We lost to the Pacers. We beat the Clippers. We beat the Heat. We lost to the Hawks. We beat the Hornets. We lost to the Kings, Nuggets, and the Jazz one time. And coming in to this game, Franz Wagner is currently averaging still only 12 points per game, and Clay is is averaging 19. And MarJon, he's gotten better from 3, but him and Franz Wagner and Jalen Duren, I brought in as 3 possibly future pieces. All 3 of them, except I guess Jalen Duren's playing well, but the other 2, not so much. Finally, the last game of the episode is against the Utah Jazz at home. Our goal here is to continue to foster that team chemistry while also continuing to play competitive basketball against a team who is at a similar stage to us as a franchise. Damn. Clearly, they do have a few nice pieces like Lauri Markkanen, John Collins, Walker Kessler, and Jordan Clarkson. I honestly didn't see us competing, not even a little bit, while comparing rosters, but I was happily wrong. We stayed neck and neck with Utah all the way until the end, and honestly, I'm not upset about it. It's a game that we really should be competitive in, and we played amazing team basketball while doing it. Franz Wagner, MarJon Beauchamp, Markelle Fultz, Klay Thompson, Jalen Duren, they all played amazing basketball on the road there. Defensively, both teams played really well, played really good lockdown defense, but at the end of the day, the Jazz are just the better team. They have more talent, and while I said we are at similar spots in our franchises, we're both rebuilding, but the Jazz are in contention for a play-in spot. They have the talent to do so, and we just aren't there yet. Yeah, we have Klay Thompson, but they are way more well-rounded of a team, and they're playing with a chip on their shoulder in the process of it. Beauchamp! Come on, MarJon! Duren, we're here! Let's go! Let's go, Vancouver! Jordan Clarkson answers the call. 2 to play. Jordan Clarkson makes it a 2-possession game. Franz Wagner gets a screen from Duren. Duren holds the ball up. Duren. Duren with the dominant lay. That's a big shot. 1:20, down 1. Markelle Fultz cashes in on the corner 3. Come on! Walker Kessler, and then giving Jalen Duren some hell down there at the rim. Let's see what we can do here. Pick and roll, Markelle Fultz, Jalen Duren. Jalen Duren, that's an easy. Oh, he's going to the line for 2. Make him earn them. Jalen Duren at the line. We trail by 3 with a minute to play. We're going to miss the first one. He has a really quick free throw release. Misses them both. Under a minute to play. We trail by 3. Markkanen, post hook. No good. John Collins gets the board out to Sexton. 47 to play. Sexton. Beauchamp in his face. Backdoor cut. Jordan Clarkson with the bucket. Extending their lead up to 5 here in this 4th quarter. Franz Wagner dribbles it off the foot of John Collins. He gets it back. Franz Wagner. Klay, get out to the corner. Nope. Nothing there. MarJon, give me the MarJon. Franz Wagner, no good. That's the game. Klay Thompson with a respectable 22, but on 9 for 23 from the field. MarJon Beauchamp 15. He had some big plays down the stretch. Franz Wagner with 13 as well, all on not great efficiency. So that is going to wrap up the first episode of this new Vancouver Voyagers My NBA on the channel. We're going to look at some player stats before we call it quits. Franz Wagner with 12 points, 4 rebounds and 3 assists and a steal. Klay Thompson with 19.5. Jalen Duren with 10 and 11. MarJon Beauchamp still averaging 10 points. He's on 34% from the field, though, and 33% from 3. MarJon has a lot of work to do, but hopefully there's some sort of training we can do to improve his jump shot and scoring. We're going to switch MarJon Beauchamp to all-around small forward scoring. I don't want him just to be a good outside scorer. I want him to be good all around. They had him on the outside scoring training game plan, so we're going to focus his training on all around scoring because he's already okay defensively, so I want him to become a solid scorer. And we're going to call this one quits today. If you enjoyed, make sure to show some love down below. I'm glad to be back on the xRevva channel. I love you all. You all are gorgeous. Peace.